So is this like back to back weeks?
Back to back. We're three-peating right now, like
3
Jordan,
in a row.
like Jordan, like Kobe.
Now we're gonna retire for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they come back.
I'm good. I'm good next week. I'm good until Ryan and I go to Rome. I'm locked in.
Me as well.
Should we record an extra one that week so we have one for when you guys go to Rome?
Oh my god! Imagine
On God.
special edition.
We could do something not sports. Yeah.
It's just a vlog of me and Robbie hammered on our Turkish.
Dude, that would actually be fine. That's a vlog.
Just piss drunk.
Could you imagine we were vlogging?
Drink number 8. It just pans to the fucking flight tracker like we're still over Atlanta.
I've never wanted anything more than for you guys to vlog in Rome.
I was on a Vespa, clearly drunk, just driving around Rome.
That'd be great content.
Yes, DUIing in Rome is great content.
For the content. For the content.
Like the views.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another rendition of the Bros and the Berg podcast. I'm your co-host Ryan Doyle, joined today and every day by Robbie Bergstone and Connor Doyle, our executive producer, editor, and whatever the else hell he does in his free time. Today is February 20th, our Lord's year 2023, and we're back like Jordan on a three-peat, 3 weeks in a row of bringing you the top-tier hitting content that you crave whenever you log on to wherever you get your podcasts, whether it be
you know what Google, year it is,
Spotify, YouTube, whatever. Say that again. What's up?
It's 2023, like MJ 23
like
coming in hot.
Oh shit!
Let's go.
Yeah, this is cracked. 2023 is our year.
I think it's kind of crazy that we're having to celebrate having a consistent upload schedule.
3 podcasts in a row.
We're going nuts. Yeah.
Well, if we had more listeners that pay our bills, maybe we could
that's true,
lock the schedule in all the time, but
I gotta start
a part-time gig.
Well, I gotta start sending the pods to Robbie because he said that he would edit the highlight reels. So I gotta send that to Rob.
Yeah, and I totally would have been doing that if you'd sent it to me. I definitely would have gotten that done, and this is completely your fault that it hasn't gotten.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. Yeah, that's on me.
Yeah.
See, the funny thing is, I also even mark the timestamp, so I basically do the work for you. You just have to go.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Me and Premiere just sitting there like clipping out like 2 things, and we're done. Like it'd take me all of 10 minutes.
So yeah, I mean, in terms of right now, sports news is a little lacking. As I said last week, we're kind of getting into the more dead zone of the sports season. But the biggest thing we have to talk about, I guess, right now, All-Star Weekend, NBA's break halfway through the season just happened. We had some interesting developments from All-Star Weekend. Notably, and I'm going to lead off with this: the dunk contest. Is the dunk contest back? McClung may have made it resurface a little bit. Almost straight 50s the entire night. Only one score in the second round with the 49.8. He is your dunk contest champion. Obviously, he was announced to be in the dunk contest when he was in the G League. The Philadelphia 76ers recently brought him up to the quote-unquote main roster, and also he signed a deal with an endorsement. I can't remember who it was. He signed an endorsement with somebody a few days ago, and I saw it on Instagram that he won $100,000 from the dunk contest, and his career earnings was $106,000. So he made it almost his career earnings. And when everybody in the comments was like, tax, I was like, shut up, let the dude live.
No one
who cares? Yeah,
but can we also tax? Also, shout out to us because we said McClung was going to bring it.
Yeah, no, I knew he would.
So solid take from us. We have a lot of bad ones, so the good ones need to be pointed out. So go us.
Yeah. I mean, that one dunk where he went over the dude, he hit the backboard and batting, and then the 540, like the windmill.
He had a 720, and he had like a 720.
It was a 5.
It was close.
ESPN just can't count rotation.
I'm giving him the 7. I saw one headline that called it 720, so therefore it's a 720.
You're ugly, therefore case closed.
Ratio
plus you're stupid.
Yeah, I was like, you have a response for that, but there's not one you can say in the podcast.
But shout out Mac, man. Like the other contestants, if you weren't aware of the other contestants, were Trey Murphy III, Jericho Sims, and Kenyon Martin Jr. They didn't have a chance against Mac. Mac was going nuts all night.
So next year dunk contest: Mac McClung, Aaron Gordon, Zach Levine. Is this
Levine?
Levine.
Who's
Sorry.
Levine? And Obi Toppin's okay.
Local.
Obi Toppin's won it twice now. He's all right at it.
Yep.
What?
Bring back Dwight Howard, the China League MVP.
He's tearing it up though.
Yeah, he is though.
That man's shooting threes.
He's hooping, man. He's hooping.
They love him over there.
Y'all see John Morant said that there was no way he would ever do a dunk contest?
No one gives a shit about John Morant.
Dude, Ja would be
nasty.
He's been getting clowned recently.
He looked, yeah, you're right. We good in the West. He would be, dude. Him and Mac.
So speaking of Dwight Howard, we're now to the point now where LeBron can't win a title in LA without Dwight Howard, right? That's confirmed. Like, can we lock that in as a take? Yeah. No one else in big media wants to push that take because they love LeBron. But here on this podcast, we keep the NBA honest, and LeBron can't win without Dwight Howard.
You know what killed me?
So throw that out.
The one game that when LeBron, he was injured for a little bit, and then he came back, or after he broke the points record, he was like injured for a few games, and then he came back, and like D'Angelo Russell had a good game, and the Lakers won one game. They won one game, and everyone was like, are the Lakers back? Are the Lakers? You know, it's just like, and everyone in the comments is like,
I'm all in.
Everyone in the comments is like, I'm pretty sure they're still 12 games behind in the West, but.
Dude, the Lakers will never be out of any conversation,
especially with LeBron. It's LeBron.
Dude, they have such an unfair advantage in free agency. It kills me.
Yeah,
because
the Lakers are like Texas. The Lakers like Texas. They're perpetually in a state of back.
Oh yeah,
always back. They're always going to be back. But then they did win one, unlike Texas, because Texas doesn't win shit. But the Lakers are always back.
Oh,
yeah, Texas just coming to the SEC to get that shit rocked.
Sark's gonna get fired their first year in the SEC. Lock that in.
Oh, yeah,
and he's gonna come back to Bama.
Yeah, there's a take, man.
He's gonna go back to Bama, and we're gonna be right back to where we were.
I like that take, Rob. I like where your head's at, man.
There's no way Texas can reproduce what Mizzou did in their first 3 years in the SEC.
That was wild.
Yeah,
wild.
What about you?
Mizzou still has more SEC championship appearances than South Carolina. Fun fact.
That actually is a fun fact.
Yeah. All the Gamecocks fans are in agony at the moment over that. Anyways.
But continuing on the path of All-Star Weekend, as I said, Mac McClung is your dunk contest champion. Hopefully we see him back next year. Hopefully he can stay in the league, and hopefully we can see him again because he pulled out some creative stuff. As
long as he's in the G League, they'll bring him back. I feel like you're going to bring back the defending champion always, and since they brought him in when he's in the G League this year, as long as he's on some NBA roster, he's going to be in it next year.
That was the first legitimately front-to-back exciting dunk contest performance since Gordon and Levine. I think Toppin's been okay, and Gordon had that one 2 years ago where he lost it. I can't remember who it was to. And Gordon was all right, but that was crazy. Some of the stuff he was pulling out was awesome. Continuing on All-Star Weekend, the 3-point contest. Damian Lillard is your 3-point champion. Also participating in that contest was Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton, Lauri Markkanen, Jason Tatum, Tyler Hero, Julius Randle, Kevin Herter, Tyrese Halliburton tying the
Julius Randle.
Yeah,
did you not see the reaction? He was a substitute. Son?
He was a substitute.
He was like he did horrible. And like his son, they like panned to his son after his performance. His son sitting there like what do you do? Like, why are you out there, Dad? Like,
Randall
you were terrible.
MJ's percentage.
What do you mean?
So MJ has the lowest 3-point percentage of all time in a 3-point contest.
Fact.
No,
I did not know that. That's a great fact.
Randall didn't even
get. MJ went 5 for 30.
Randall didn't even get last. Kevin Herter did.
That's really funny.
Who did he replaced? Somebody. It was someone that was injured. I can't remember who.
Somebody who can actually shoot threes.
Jordan went 5 for 30 in 1990. That's wild.
Thank you for repeating what I just fucking said. You ate.
Did you say the stat?
He did say 5. He said 5.
I said 5 for 30. Play it back. Play the clip.
Lock in.
Play the VOD.
I had to. All right, I'm sorry. I'm fact checking you. I don't trust anything you say on this podcast.
That's valid.
The next worst, in case you're curious, is Vladimir Redmanovich at 6 out of 30, and then Kevin Herter this year went 8 for 40, which is tied actually for second worst at
40. 8 for 40.
He went 8 for 40.
When did they start shooting 40?
Wait, yeah, what?
I don't know, man. I'm just reading you the stats.
Because that's right. Because they do those like Mountain Dew ones that are really deep.
Yeah, no, it was the Starry. Get it right? New beverage.
What are they?
The Sierra Mist logo? Yeah, they shoot from. No, literally, it's from,
they have a. It's like the step shot from like way back.
Yeah.
All these guys are like, what the fuck is this?
But hey, shout out Tyrese Halliburton, the guy who's having a great year already and ties the round record for highest amount of points. I think it's Curry's. I think Curry, they both hit 31 in one round. So, shout out Tyrese Halliburton having a a great year.
Yeah, he's a hooper.
Nah, he is a hooper. Damian Lillard, as I said before, obviously you're running, which is crazy because Tyrese Halliburton had 31 and then 17. He used all his powers in the first round.
I'm to Dallas.
No, dude, Tyrese, we have too many guards. We don't need a guard.
I don't give a shit. We need more star power. Anybody?
Yeah. Julius Randle. I'll take Julius Randle.
Nah, he's kind of fallen off.
Not really. Like people say that, but he really hasn't that much.
He's been in New York too long. They go to shit up there. We don't.
Yeah.
Can't be having that.
We're just gonna skim through the skills challenge real quick because nobody really cares. The skills challenge, Team Utah ends up winning that one. I believe it was Colin Sexton, Clarkson, and Walker Kessler.
Roll Tide.
Those are the three guys. Shout out Colin Sexton. But yeah, they ended up winning. They beat the Antetokounmpo brothers and some other team, but I don't really care to check, to be completely honest. And then obviously to end off All-Star Weekend, we have the All-Star Game. What has been dubbed as one of the worst games of all time by one of the coaches in the NBA. The final score is 184 to 175. Team Giannis finally getting his first win over LeBron when being an All-Star captain. Jason Tatum takes home the All-Star Game MVP, dropping 55 points, a double nickel, as Ernie called it after the game.
That's a terrible name for that.
He was shooting. Tatum had like a 5-minute stretch where he could not. I mean, granted, nobody, they're not really guarding each other, but he couldn't really miss. And then Damian Lillard literally had a moment in the fourth quarter where he pulled up from behind half court and drained it. It was disgusting. I don't know how he did that. And then in the game, LeBron injured himself by hitting the rim.
And
Giannis. So the two captains got hurt. So yeah, he apparently.
I think LeBron was in for like all of like 30 seconds.
Well, LeBron was already kind of like he had something that was already kind of bothering him, and then he hurt his fingers.
Giannis was in for 30 seconds.
Yeah, maybe.
One of them was like with under a minute subbed out, was like done for the day.
Yeah, no, they were both by like the third quarter. They were both weren't returning. It was kind of insane.
Yeah.
And Giannis, I think it's been confirmed that he sprained a ligament in his wrist. I believe that's what the story is. LeBron.
I'm sure the Bucks are fucking thrilled.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, that's what's so crazy. It's like obviously all these guys don't try at all because for the purpose of not sustaining an injury, and then crap like this happens. It's just crazy, man.
So that was your 19-time All-Star LBJ after breaking the old points record. Very good. Great to see. How many more years does Bron have in the tank, guys? What are we thinking?
When does Bronny come to the league?
Depends.
Well, he's
2 more.
Yeah, about to say like he's going to college next year.
Yeah.
He's not good enough to be a one and done. He's good enough to go to D1 because of his dad and his basketball IQ.
Bro, if he goes one and done, he's still getting drafted in the first round.
Because you get LeBron. Yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah.
You get an age 40 Braun.
You get Braun, who's still averaging high 20s, my guy. What?
Yeah,
who cares?
At this point, I can't see.
Is Braun signing like 1-year deals right now with LA? Is that kind of what he's?
No, I think he's locked in through next year.
I think, but it's only a 2-year deal.
100 mil. Whatever.
The reason they couldn't trade him at the trade deadline is because he too recently signed an extension, and you can't trade him within like a certain period after he signs the extension. So he just signed one, and you couldn't trade him at the trade deadline because that's I think he's locked in through next year.
I think they would have traded him.
Extension.
What?
Who the fuck is trading Braun?
You think they would have traded him?
No, they wouldn't have. But I'm saying he literally could. So okay. The reason I know this is because Skip Bayless said that they should have traded LeBron, and then everyone's like, "Bro, you literally can't. Like, it's in the NBA bylaws that you literally cannot trade LeBron right now."
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I know that.
Yeah, Skip Bayless not a big fan of LeBum.
It's not a big fan of.
I'm not a big fan of Skip Bayless though.
Yeah, I don't love Skip Bayless either.
Go Cowboys.
Yeah, honestly,
Stephen A for life.
But yeah, any comments? What the hell? Any comments from you guys on All-Star Weekend?
Luka had like 4 points. I didn't even watch it, but like
he did. Yeah, he wasn't.
Oh, the whole Jokic thing where Jokic like basically made himself be on Team LeBron.
Hilarious. Yeah.
I love you.
He walked down. He's like, "Nah, I'm not getting drafted out for marketing. Hell no." Like, he walks down.
Did you see his comments after the game or like before the game? He's like, "I wouldn't have drafted me either. I'm not meant for this type of game." He was just like, "I would not have drafted me." I was like, "That's fair. That's fair, Jokic."
They were saying that him and Luka like drop a little bit in the draft because like they know that neither of them are gonna try like at all. I mean, no one tries. Oh, like Luka and Doncic really like phone it in. Yeah.
Luka and Doncic,
dude. I'm struggling today. I'm sorry.
Doncic
and Jokic.
It was kind of interesting, anyways, because like they picked the reserves first and then they picked the starters, so they kind of went in reverse order. One of my friends was asking me, he's like, "So how did they have like the jerseys mocked up already?" I was like, "That's a fair question." And maybe either they did both or they probably just decided before and just did like the whole thing.
Maybe
they definitely just did both.
Yeah. But like the NBA is a business. Like, why are you wasting money like that?
Right.
Like, it's like $100 to make a jersey.
But like ultimately, like, why would you spend cost on something that is pointless?
Because then you can like have them autograph it and they can just like sell it or something. I don't know.
That's true. Maybe it's like an alternate. Yeah, I could see that actually.
You stupid idiot.
You want to kiss? Sorry, I got confused. Moving on from All-Star Weekend, more NBA headlines. The biggest one of today, Russell Westbrook is to be bought out by the Jazz and signed with the Los Angeles Clippers. Paul George's recruiting has indeed worked. What do we think of this, guys?
Thank God that the Clippers got worse. You know, I just really appreciate Paul George continuing to be Pandemic P and tank his team even further. Love that.
God, you haven't pulled out Pandemic P in a while.
Well, here we are.
Too long.
Year later, Pandemic P.
Robbie?
What happens to the Clippers?
What do you think? What do you think of this move?
I think that they beat the Suns.
You are a Suns hater. I cannot.
The Suns are the mentally weakest team in the NBA right now, and I will stand by it. They are mentally the weakest team in the NBA, and it's not even close. You got Devin Booker, who as soon as he goes down and can't talk shit anymore, he's done. He only talks shit when he's winning.
Luka's son?
Luka's
biological son. Yes. Yeah, and then we got KD's too busy with his Twitter fingers over there. Slim Reaper, Slim Twitter over there, just out there dishing out tweets, not dishing out any assists.
5 different burner accounts confirmed.
Slim Twitter.
CP3, who might be the softest point god Charmin soft fuck I've ever seen in my life. He's actually not even a superstar anymore. He's old.
He also has no knees. He has less knees than Ryan and I, which is saying something.
That is saying something.
Your only critique on Chris Paul this entire season has been he's old and he's washed, which he is a little bit. But
are we wrong?
Y'all are acting like he's like 40-year-old Stockton or like Wizards MJ.
Their best player in Bridges when they made this trade to get KD. So I just don't know what they're.
Did you say Mikal Bridges is their best player?
Damn right. For the money, damn right.
What's going on?
If you look at his player efficiency rating versus his annual contract,
Loki probably is up there.
That's what I'm saying. He's definitely like one of the most valuable.
All right. Well,
this podcast would implode if the Suns and the Clippers played each other. Like, we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves. Who do we hate more?
We'd have live reactions.
You couldn't air my comments.
Yeah.
We would have to, if that series went to a game 7, we'd have to
we'd have live reactions. 100%. Yeah.
The Mavs subreddit did a poll, and it's really unfortunately like a recency bias of like who you think is the Mavs' biggest rival, and I think the Clippers were number 1, and then it was the Suns. And I was like, where the fuck are the Heat? Like we hate the Heat from back in the mid 2000s.
I don't know why. Since the 2011 finals.
In the refs since they called that.
Basketball's like the one sport that I feel like where division rivals really lack. Where like division rivals don't really mean anything. Which
I think fourth kind of in that poll was the Spurs.
Which is fair because division rivals.
I don't know. The Hornets and Hawks rivalry's really been popping off.
Is it really good?
See, the Mavs and the Spurs just like respect each other.
Yeah, it's a big, but that's because like we had 2 of the most like kept their mouth shut, really nice big like at Tim Duncan and Dirk like of any organization.
Did you guys see the Hornets and the Hawks played like right before All-Star break, and LaMelo was like, "Yeah, Atlanta's like 40 minutes down the road." I'm like, "Bruh, no, it's not. It's definitely not."
He's driving his Lambo way too quick.
People in the Hornets subreddit were like, yeah, actually seeing how Melo pulls out of like Spectrum Arena, I would not be surprised if it takes him 40 minutes to get to Atlanta. But it's like maybe like a private jet you could get to Atlanta in 40 minutes, but not any other way.
Do you see Zion getting interviewed and saying that Dallas was 100% the best road city to play in?
Why did you say that?
How many strip clubs are in Dallas?
Not enough. They closed
James
a bunch.
Harden.
Yeah.
Why do you know this?
You tell me Zion?
Why do you know this?
Tell me Zion's not hitting up the strip clubs? I don't believe that.
Yeah, someone was like, he's got some ass in Dallas or something is what he's saying.
100%. Yeah.
Dick down in Dallas.
Rail down in Raleigh.
But I saw an interesting video on this Russell Westbrook move today where someone was talking about how Russ obviously kind of thrived in an environment where his role was defined, and the Lakers couldn't really do that. They never really had a definite role for him or like what his job was kind of thing. But I honestly think that he will not. He obviously, he's not the best shooter anymore. But I honestly think that he will work better with the Clippers than he did with the Lakers because I feel like he'll have more of a defined role.
I can tell you what Russ's role with the Clippers is going to be.
Kawhi on the bench.
Boy. That's what his role is going to be. Kawhi is bitch boy. That's exactly what it's going to be.
Is Russ going to be coming off the bench?
I don't think so. I think he's starting.
Who's their? Yeah, they traded John Wall.
Terrence
but he
Mann.
wasn't starting.
Terrence Mann's their point.
Who?
He's been pretty good.
Terrence Mann is pretty good, but I think Russ will probably start over him.
I would love to see how Russ thrives as a sixth man. Just
comes the Lakers were trying
really short energy burst and just uses some of that late athleticism.
Well, he's also said that he's willing to, so it's not a thing where he's like not up for it, or like you remember like Carmelo was on OKC and he like refused to come off the bench for that one season, and then he was.
Well, then he went to Portland and was like,
he was really good sixth man.
Revived his career.
Yeah, and then he fell off again.
Well, he got old.
But yeah, no, it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens here with Westbrook and the Clippers. Obviously, we don't love the Clippers here on this podcast, but we will try to set aside our biases when we review. Next up on the NBA headlines, Kevin Love unfortunately has been bought out by the Cavs. The Cavs have announced that they are retiring Kevin Love's number. I think deservedly so. Obviously, with the 2016 championship and having a really good long run with the Cavs. So apparently, after he clears waivers, he intends to join the Miami Heat. So the Miami Heat are going to try to pick up Kevin Love after he's cleared waivers after getting released by the Cavs. So what do we think of this?
Yeah, I was watching some old clips of him back when he was in his first couple of years in Minnesota, and just how fucking bad that team was.
Oh,
like,
it was just
atrocious. It was like
it's like the Garnett
worse
team.
than just like KG when KG was just alone.
It's so weird how similar that is. It's like the team is so bad.
Kevin Love had to pull down 20 rebounds a game because no one else was going to get a single one.
Yeah.
He had to pull down every single rebound.
42 and 30 or some just obscene game. And it's just like, is he playing 1v5?
Yeah. Pretty much.
He was a stud, and he's had a pretty good career. He's honestly lasted a little longer than I thought he would. Like after some of the 2016, 2017 finals, it's like, we can see the writing on the wall a little bit, but he still made a decent longevity career wise. So I don't know how many minutes we'll have in the rotation in Miami, but
y'all want to hear how many rebounds a game Kevin Love averaged in Minnesota?
It's probably
13.
So rookie year 9.1, then 11, then 15.2, then 13.3, 14, and 12 and a half.
He averaged 15
at 6'10".
Yeah.
He's not the tallest guy on the floor.
No, not by any means. It's like Robbie said, no one else was going to get a rebound on the team.
There's literally no one else was going to get a rebound.
Read me the starting roster.
Oh, it's terrible. I couldn't.
The 2010 Timberwolves.
Is Latrell Sprewell the one on that team or the KG team?
I don't know.
It sounds like a KG.
I feel like you're right. I feel like it feels like a KG team. Latrell Sprewell. That's the one I got.
I'm trying to figure out who the starters are.
I think there's one guy off the bench. I think there's one guy off the bench here on this team that
here's the top 5 in minutes played for that Timberwolves team. You got Love, Michael Beasley.
Okay.
Luke Ridnour.
I recognize that name.
I do.
Wesley Johnson.
Okay.
And Darko Milicic.
God
Ooh,
almighty.
Corey Brewer.
He was okay.
Watched Corey Brewer.
You want to talk Wash Corey Brewer? Talking about him on the Mavs in the early. God, that guy was.
I'd rather not.
Do you remember Charlie Villanueva? That guy just came. I don't know
why. Could I not?
Robbie, that was a pretty atrocious lineup you just read me right there.
It's not great. That's not going to win you a lot of games. That's for sure. Luke Rittenauer is playing the third most minutes for your team. That's not awesome. It's really not good.
They won more games than the Charlotte Bobcats, though, and that's.
You know what? That's fair. I accept that.
But moving on from the Kevin Love thing, the last signing in the NBA, Patrick Beverley is intending to sign with his hometown Chicago Bulls. I think that's actually a good pickup for the Bulls, especially considering Alonzo Ball is injured at the moment. So I think that brings him a little bit of defensiveness to that team.
Bro, I would say a defensive lineup with him and Caruso in would be pretty nasty. Like actually,
no, I think that's a really good signing for the Bulls at the moment. Yeah.
I don't love Bev, but if he'd come to the Mavs just to get us some defensive presence on the second unit, I kind of wouldn't have been.
He's absolutely one of those players that you hate if he's not on your team, and as soon as he joins your team, you love him because he's going to give you all the effort in the world.
He's a literal pit bull. Like that. That's just what he's meant for. It's just like biting off hamstrings of children and harassing like opposing ball handlers.
Yep.
What?
Connor, did you have something to say about that comment?
I didn't like biting children's hand.
That's what
God, throw up.
Too. Sorry. Back to that Minnesota Timberwolves team. You want to know who their head coach was?
Doc Rivers.
And their record? Nope. Kurt Rambis.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Wait. Let me guess the record.
Kurt Rambis.
21 and 61.
Yeah, I was about to say it's
worse.
No way! It's less than 20.
19 and whatever the next number is, 61.
Oh, you wish it was 17 and 65. 17 and 65.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Caleb's going down 15 rebounds a game.
How many points? How many points was he averaging?
30.
I did not. Let me see.
No, maybe not 30. Probably like 27.
27, yeah.
On what, 42 minutes a game?
Yeah.
He's averaging 20 points and 15 rebounds.
Oh, so he's not averaging as many. Who's the second? Who's the leading scorer? Is he the second?
Yeah, it was him and then Beasley at 19. God. Caleb was also shooting 41% from 3-point.
Back in the day, that's crazy.
He's always been a good shooter.
That's actually insane.
Back in the day, that's nuts though, because big men were shooting like that, except for like Dirk.
That's prime Dirk.
Yes, sir. It was maybe championship. That's.
I'm glad that we could do a deep dive on the 2010 Timberwolves on this podcast.
Love that,
that's some really elite content right there.
Yeah, so moving on from the NBA, we're going to get into college basketball real quick. Obviously, March Madness is just around the corner, and the committee kind of released their bracket preview, which was revealed Saturday afternoon. So let me read that to you. Atop the entire tournament, just from this preview, the Alabama Crimson Tide were the #1 overall seed. Obviously, the school of two of our co-hosts here. The other #1 seeds include Houston, Purdue, and Kansas. I don't think anyone is surprised by those four teams being the #1 seeds at the moment. And then the #2 seeds line up with Texas, Arizona, Baylor, and UCLA. The 3 seed are Tennessee, Virginia, Iowa State, and Kansas State. And so yeah, I mean those are the top 3 seeds on all 4 regions. Any surprises there? Any snubs?
Currently, I don't know about any surprises or snubs because we're still getting into the conference tourney point of the season. I think there's Bama has 4 games left on their schedule before the tournament. I think by conference breakdown for all of our fans wondering, Big Ten is leading the way with 9 teams. This is on ESPN bracketology, so take this with prediction. What you will. Yeah, so 9 teams from the Big Ten, 8 from the Big 12, 7 apiece from the ACC and SEC, 5 from the Big East, 3 Mountain West, 2 Pac-12, 2 WCC, and 2 from the American. So there seems to be a good representation across the Power 5, except for the Pac-12. 2 is abysmal.
Yeah, there's a chance that US and Arizona. There's a chance USC sneaks in. There's also a chance that the WCC gets in 3 teams.
True.
Theoretically, Gonzaga and St. Mary's are probably in, even if they don't win the conference tourney. So if a BYU or maybe Loyola Marymount, who beat both Gonzaga and St. Mary's, maybe if they could go on a run, there might be a 3-bid WCC more than the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Currently, some well-known teams on the bubble. Last four in Kentucky, North Carolina, Wisconsin, and Clemson. I would be thrilled for like all of those teams to be held
Bro,
out.
Carolina should not be in. There's absolutely no reason, if you look at that Carolina team's resume, that they should be in right now.
The only reason I think is because they would have a play-in game with Kentucky and North Carolina, and they'd have a lot of people too.
That would go hard.
Yeah, right. And then first four out: Mississippi State, USC, Oregon, and Charleston. Put Charleston in, you cowards!
Absolute cowards.
Do it. You won't.
That's my bracketology update for y'all. Love to see it.
I love it. Absolutely.
March Madness is a beautiful week in North American sports.
Bro, Carolina doesn't even have a quad 1 win, by the way.
Yep.
That's wild.
I think you said that last
week.
They're
0-8 in quad 1. They had one because Ohio State was still somehow a quad 1 win for them, even though Ohio State is like second to last in the Big Ten. But that has now dropped out. So.
Oh my God, they are 3-13 in conference. That's disgusting.
Yeah, they're right above the Golden Gophers.
The Big Ten is just mid.
I don't know how they have 9 teams in. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, man.
Based off record, what is that? Down to Sparty at 16-10, 8-7 in conference.
Yeah,
that's kind of wild.
There's still a chance the Northwestern could win the Big Ten. Just throwing that out there.
Subscribe.
Still a chance.
Subscribe.
All right, boys. I have something a little interesting today. I was looking through some websites. I was looking through some headlines, and I saw on CBS they have 10 crazy NFL offseason predictions. And I thought that would be something that I haven't read it yet. I just saw the headline, and I thought it was something interesting that we could react to. Because, like I said, there's been a little bit of a lack of sports news recently. So I saw this, and this is CBS's 10 crazy NFL offseason predictions. So maybe this could start.
Who's the writer?
The writer, thank you for reminding me to credit the writer. The writer, it goes by the name of Jordan Dajani.
It's more of a credit / also insult, so we know where to go to levy all complaints.
That's very fair. All right, number 10, one of his 10 crazy NFL offseason predictions. Number 10, Jimmy Garoppolo signs with the Buccaneers. What do we think? What do you think of that prediction?
What do you think Kyle Trask is not your franchise answer?
He's not him?
He's not. What do you mean? What do we think?
I think there's a pretty good chance that both Jimmy G and Derek Carr end up in the NFC South just because the division sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, my competition is like Desmond Ridder and whoever the Panthers decide to throw out. Like if you go to the Saints and the Buccaneers, like you feel pretty good about those odds.
I think literally all 4 teams, it would be an upgrade for Derek Carr to go, and he's not great.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are going to ride with Ridder just because they just drafted him last year. I think they'll ride with Ridder, but I think the Panthers, Saints, and Buccaneers all will probably sign a veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
What does Mariota do?
Leave.
Go be a backup somewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
He'd be a good backup on the Chiefs. Since Henny's retiring, I could see Mariota going to like the Chiefs to back up Mahomes. That's not bad. Like, I think that'd be a solid signing for the Chiefs.
Interesting to see how he would operate in an Andy Reid offense.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9.
Well, now it's a Matt Nagy offense.
Number 9. Speaking of number 9, the prediction is Derek Carr signs with the New York Jets. It's a prediction.
That's where Aaron Rodgers is going when he comes out of darkness. So
Aaron Rodgers is not going to the Jets. It's just not.
He could.
I just don't.
The Jets would be stupid enough to sign him.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dude, the Jets would be nasty with Aaron Rodgers. Like actually,
nasty is not. What are you on?
Would be.
They're better. They're better
with Brees and Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. Their defense is already pretty good.
Aaron Rodgers is washed.
I forgot. I've not hated on Aaron Rodgers yet in this podcast.
Yeah, I was about to say, aren't you an Aaron Rodgers hater? Hold on, come on now.
I'm driving the train.
Get on it with me.
I'm sorry. I'm leaving Ryan all alone to drive the train off the tracks.
And I'll fucking do it.
I think that's semi-viable. I think Derek Carr may go to the Jets, but as you guys said, then he may also go into that NFC South region. I guess we'll kind of see. Yeah. Number 8, the prediction is Tony Pollard draws major interest in free agency, leaves Cowboys.
I think he's getting tagged.
Okay.
I don't think that's a crazy take.
Yeah,
he's going to get interest. That's not a crazy take. He's going to get interest from other teams.
I think it's more the leaves the Cowboys thing probably.
I'm really interested to see how he does like in his physicals post like recovery from his surgery.
Yep, definitely.
I think that'll be a big indication. But again, like it's not a running backs league anymore.
No.
Yeah. But also, like, those injuries are not the death sentence that they once were for running back anymore, right? Like, it's just not. Like, you don't really worry about it as much.
I mean, it's kind of the same. It's probably still like Tommy John surgery. Like, it's not as much of a death sentence as it was anymore. It's still not good, obviously, but it's kind of the same thing there, where it's not nearly as much of a death sentence as it used to be.
But AP was the first one to really come back from that and like do it.
He's a freak, like a legitimate like scientific marvel.
I think they just took AP's DNA and now they just put it in all the running backs' knees whenever they get hurt, and that's how they recover.
Honestly, or they just have the technology nowadays to help people recover correctly.
No, conspiracy theory. They all have AP's knees now.
But I think that's definitely a viable one, definitely an interesting one to keep an eye on. Number 7, this one's kind of wild. I kind of like this one. Dan Snyder sells the team to Jeff Bezos, Jay-Z, and Matthew McConaughey.
Aw.
I'll read that one more time for you. Dan Snyder sells team to Jeff Bezos, Jay-Z, and Matthew McConaughey.
That would be the most awkward dinner of all time. If you had to go to dinner with Jeff Bezos, Jay-Z, and McConaughey, like, what do they even talk about? What do those three guys have in common other than money?
Bezos is a great take because Amazon has set up a new second headquarters across the country in Arlington, I believe. So I think right across the river.
Yeah, they just like HQ2, I think is what they're calling it.
Bezos, great take.
Jay-Z's also a billionaire, and I think he's expressed interest in the NFL.
I think Jay-Z's wanted to own a football team. I just,
and
he's
so rich.
Trying to like buy the Giants or something. I don't know.
I can't imagine with all the stuff like around Dan Snyder and the Redskins that Jay-Z would be a part of that ownership.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like
that's right on Bezos'.
Why McConaughey?
Yeah.
But why McConaughey?
Yeah, how did Matthew McConaughey make it into that?
I'm on board for one of 3 in that.
McConaughey is like the college football Texas guy. Like why the Commanders?
All right.
If that happens, Bezos has to take all 3 of them up in a rocket ride together, just the 3 of them, and they have to live stream it. That's a requirement. If that were to happen, I need them all to go on the penis rocket and just live stream that for me because I have to see that.
Yeah, you're right. So that's more of a fun one. Number 6, this one interesting. Odell Beckham Jr. signs with the New York Giants.
I'm here for it. Bring him home.
I mean, I could see it.
Like the Giants desperately need receiver help.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm just shocked they didn't sign him last year if they were going to.
Well, it's because nobody was offering him the money that he wanted because he still thinks he's like all that, and he's not.
I mean, he was getting interest, right? But he
wouldn't take the money. Yeah.
Is OBJ on waivers in our dynasty league?
No, someone has him. I think Amir has him. Quick question: have you ever seen anyone try less at their sport than Kenny Golladay tried this last year? Ever? Have you ever seen anyone give that little effort?
I don't know. Zach Wilson gives him a run for his money.
No, dude. Yeah. Kenny Golladay, but like for the amount of money that Kenny Golladay was being paid, it was obscene.
I can't think about it.
Rondo on the Mavs.
Oh, that's actually a good shout. I'm not gonna lie.
Boned it in. Yeah, he did.
Oh fuck.
Number 5, Lamar Jackson demands trade.
Yes.
Oh,
the Ravens are not going to pay Lamar what Lamar wants, and Lamar can get that from other teams in the league.
100%. Agreed.
So I think that's a pretty good. I think Lamar's already been asking for trades behind the scenes because he knows that the Ravens are not going to pay him what his market value is. Whether he's worth it or not is a different question, but his market value is higher than what the Ravens are going to pay.
So how much? This is a really interesting one. So like any team that Lamar goes to, he's going to ink a huge deal, right? Because that's his number one focus. So a team knows that if they're trading for him, they're going to assign him to something long. How much are you willing to give up for Lamar Jackson?
Like trade
wise?
Put up annual values right now. I want to
mostly because you don't know how much bargaining power
that's what team
Ravens have.
Yeah.
But you're competing against other teams. You don't want to give shitty offers.
I don't know.
I mean, so let's look at what quarterbacks getting paid right now. So outside the top tier, let's talk about 8 through 12. You got Prescott, Stafford, Cousins, Goff, Wentz. They all make between 40 and 32 million a year. I'm paying Lamar more than any of those guys.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So, but those are on some of the older contracts. Like a lot of the new ones, like Russ is like what 44 or something like that. And Russ ain't a top 5 quarterback.
Russ is 49.
I'm saying a top 15 quarterback.
I'm paying him at least what Russ is getting.
More,
unfortunately.
He's gonna demand more than Russ.
Right. So you
rightfully so.
Place him on $50 million a year.
And I think what you do with Lamar is you sign him to a higher annual value but lower like length contract. I think you do like a 3-year.
But he's gonna want the opposite. He's gonna want at least a 5-year deal.
Right.
Because he saw like Mahomes get a 10-year deal. Like he's gonna want at least a 5-year deal.
Yeah.
Knowing especially him, like his play style, he's more likely to get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I just think of like how quickly like Cam Newton fell off once the injuries started piling up, right? Like, same thing, run first type of quarterback, and as soon as those injuries started piling up, was a shell of MVP Cam in 2015. Like, it does not take a lot for those guys to get banged up and be done.
Well, because the NFL didn't protect Cam Newton.
If you want to be here for the next 30 minutes, you want me to start going on a range?
NFL called 10% of the hits on Cam Newton like they would have called if those hits had been on Tom Brady.
Panthers would have won a Super Bowl.
Panthers won a Super Bowl.
Panthers would have won a Super Bowl. Yes, I know. I'm aware.
It's absolute
so much pain for Robbie, man.
Bro, Cam Newton could have gotten shanked out there, and they probably wouldn't have thrown a penalty flag. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, someone could have stabbed Cam Newton and be like, "I didn't see it, man. It's clean. Like he's a running quarterback." You know,
some of the roughing the passer calls like the last couple of years,
especially for pocket
I
passers.
remember there was one time we played Brady, and like Cam like got hit in the head in the pocket for like no reason, and then like we literally tackled Brady and got a 15-yard like the next series, and you're just like sitting there like, this is dumb. Like this is just stupid. But
sorry, my bad.
No,
all right, that was gonna happen.
I love you.
Still did it.
Continuing on, number 4. This might be the hottest take so far. Aaron Rodgers returns to the Packers.
We thought that bridge was burned last year, and he still came back.
True, that's very true.
Like he was off a Perk 30 on McAfee's show, just talking like random bullshit.
Perk 30.
And then came back and was slinging it to Christian Watson, and the Packers just absolutely go mild and don't do anything.
Yeah,
He could do it again. He's kind of an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers aren't going to be any better next year, are they? Like,
no,
they're not going to spend the money in free agency to get better. Yeah,
wouldn't expect it. I don't know. I think it's definitely possible, but I don't think it's probable. Number 3.
The only reason I'm saying it's possible is because Aaron Rodgers is kind of a head ass.
And because they'll give Aaron Rodgers the money, they'll just pay Aaron Rodgers the bag and call it a day. And then they can be like the fan base, like, look, we paid Aaron Rodgers and kept him around.
Right.
Number 3, something that goes hand in hand with this upcoming draft class. Number 3, Florida's quarterback Anthony Richardson falls to the end of the first round. Is the take here?
I don't think Anthony Richardson falls out of the top 15.
Okay. End of first round is kind of crazy.
His film he's one of those guys that's going to get drafted because his film is good. Like, if you actually watch him play, like, he does actually appear to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I really have no idea how he's going to do in the NFL.
I don't either. I
really don't.
Not a clue.
And a lot of these, like, you could make fun of teams for taking, like, Trubisky and, like, some of these other, like, quarterbacks.
Will Levis?
Like,
you guys are Will Levis.
Yeah, Will Levis.
I would rather have Anthony Richardson than Will Levis. I'm not even joking. I would rather have him. Like, not even close.
I would probably agree with that take. I'm interested to see how his career goes and who drafts him.
I think there's a pretty good chance the Panthers take Anthony Richardson at 9.
Oh, okay.
I think there's actually a pretty good chance.
Please be our Cam.
Bring Cam back. Bro, if we bring him back, we need to bring Cam in as like a quarterback's like analyst. That'd be sick.
No.
That'd be so cool. Cam could be on the sideline in giant hats every game, and that'd be elite. Bring him, bring Kuechly back, bring Thomas Davis back, get Greg Olsen out of the booth.
No, Kuechly would be amazing because he's like a genius.
Olsen out of the booth whenever Tom Brady comes back to be the tight ends coach. That'd be sick.
Kuechly would be awesome.
Oh, the Super Bowl you never got. All the star players from it.
It'd be beautiful.
Number 2, NFL makes roughing the passer even worse, and he cites this by apparently there was a recent report where the NFL is considering making roughing the passer a reviewable penalty. So that's why he's
and NFL making something worse. I'm all in on that. That's gonna happen.
That's not a hot take.
I don't think it is either. I don't think it is either. But yeah, as Ryan said, oh my lord, the reviewable roughing the passer is an interesting prospect.
I mean, slow down the game more.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, actually,
hey, more Burger King commercials, guys. Please. More Burger King commercials.
Anytime the quarterback gets hit, they're gonna be like reviewing that up in New York.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
What a fucking joke.
Number 1, kind of hand in hand with what you guys were saying about Lamar earlier, it says that 2 quarterbacks who are now eligible for extensions, that's why he says this, Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow will reset the quarterback market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be a hot take? I'm confused.
Just say what he said.
Burrow's going to get paid
out of his ass.
Unbelievably much.
Oh, it's going to be obscene.
And Herbert has been was banged up last year, and the Chargers, the whole Chargers were banged up. But he's
still going to get the bag. He's still going to get the
top 3 paid quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So those are 10 headlines. I'm glad that went over pretty well. I liked it.
Yeah, Connor. So you were talking about rule changes. I saw something yesterday from college football this week that I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. So. The College Football Rules Committee is actually considering a few clock rule changes for this upcoming year in an effort to speed up the college game, because obviously the college game stops a bit more than the NFL. They want to speed that up. So here's some of the proposed rule changes. Okay. First one is banning consecutive timeouts. Yes. So if you're icing the kicker, you can only take one timeout. You can take the one timeout, but you can't take another one immediately after.
Yes.
That one's cool. Eliminating untimed downs to the end of the first and third quarter if those quarters finish on defensive penalty. So rather than having an untimed down to the eliminating an untimed down at the end of the first and third quarters. If it ends on a defensive penalty. So if it ends on defensive penalty, they run an untimed down. But you don't need to do that the first and third quarters.
A very niche
situation. Very niche.
Yeah.
Very niche. Not going to change a lot, but that's in there. Of course, I got an ad pop up while I'm trying to read this off. Running the clock after a first down, except for the final 2 minutes. A little bit more similar to the NFL.
So this is that's a huge change in terms of college rules.
That's a huge change. That'll speed up the game a lot.
Interesting.
I don't dislike it because it makes it more like the NFL, which I don't have anything against.
No, I think for the college game, it makes sense.
CBS is punching air.
Yeah.
Not as much ads.
Exactly.
Oh, just wait for this last one.
Oh God! All right.
Running the clock after the ball is spotted following an incomplete pass.
No, I don't like that.
Absolutely
I hate
not.
That rule sucks.
That's the one that they're saying probably won't get passed, but that has been proposed.
Dude, that cuts a game down by I would imagine 25% at least.
That and like I said, the other one is like an NFL rule and it makes sense. That one is just
I want my games to be shorter. I don't want them to be that short. I don't.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Again, it's after the ball is spotted, so it wouldn't continuously run. But once the ball is spotted,
I don't like.
Still no.
Most of the time, I don't really have issues with college game length. More, it's just like the commercials.
Yeah.
But obviously, those aren't going to go anywhere because fuck us. That's just
they're built into TV contracts. They literally can't take those out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Interesting ones. Yeah. I like all of them except for that last one, and then the second one I'm neutral on. I'm just not. The
second one doesn't change much, but I get. It'll save you, one play probably a year. I can imagine
one play a season for a team.
Yeah. What was the first one? That was one we unanimously agreed on.
Banning consecutive timeouts.
Yeah.
So when you ice the kicker, you can't take 3 timeouts in a row.
I think that should be a thing.
Yeah.
But those are funny. The trolling that goes with that.
You know what's funny? I remember I played Madden online once, and I called a timeout to ice this guy's kicker, and I tried to call another one. I was freaking out because it wouldn't let me call another one. I was like, "What the? Let me call another."
It's also one of those things I think about when they get in goal line stands and the defense will come out and they have the wrong defense. They call a timeout. They come back, still have the wrong defense. Call another timeout. I feel like that happens in college pretty often.
Oh my God!
If you can't get around on one timeout, you don't deserve a second one. That's on you.
That's on you.
And then the last NFL headline that I have real quick, the Colts are expected to hire Jaguars' Jim Bob Cooter as OC.
All-time football name.
Bob Cooter. So there's your team, Robbie, your B team.
Go Colts.
So yeah, in terms of football and stuff, that's all I have. A few miscellaneous headlines. Starting off with some racing. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. wins the first Daytona 500 after a record 212 laps. So congratulations to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the W. In terms of
still with Danica Patrick.
What'd you say?
Is he still with Danica Patrick?
Do not know.
No, he's not. He's not. He lost Danica Patrick, but he won the Daytona 500. So
KU beat TCU tonight.
Oh, there you go. Big win for Kansas apparently tonight on the pod. In terms of golf, John Rahm returns to #1 in the world by winning the Genesis Invitational. Robbie Tiger didn't look great.
You know what?
I'm
Actually,
shocked.
he did.
He looked great at the beginning.
He did.
But not the two over.
He played all 4 rounds. He didn't start limping. He finished under par. Listen, we're taking moral victories with time. I know he would hate that and he would be mad.
Yeah.
But
two over, but all right.
Oh, I thought. Oh,
no, he finished 2 over.
I saw one under.
He had a 5 bogey final. Kind of rough.
That's
I didn't
tough.
see that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Not the best.
I mean, that's what I hit on every hole, but like.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I mean, I also like John Rahm is probably like one of my least favorite golfers. You just like him and Patrick Reed are like the most boring human beings to ever walk the face of the earth. One of them just happens to be from Spain, so that's cool. But like, yeah, I mean, it's also like all. Good.
I was gonna say something about Tiger.
I was gonna say that. I mean, the world rankings are also all kind of jacked because of all the guys that live tour that can't earn points right now. Like Dustin Johnson can't earn points. Brooks Koepka can't earn points. Like it's all screwy. Shout out though, Netflix Full Swing documentary, very good. It's following the PGA Tour this year, kind of like how they do the F1 series on Netflix. Very good. So cool. If you like golf or want to get into golf, would recommend.
Shout out Tiger. He did shoot a 67 round 3. So again, if we're looking at the positives, like that's a good score.
Yeah.
So
he said his goal is to play in all 4 majors this year, which I think is a very good goal for him. That means he'll probably play like 8 tournaments total this year. But I think if he can get through all of those and not be injured, like that's a good win.
Yeah.
And for winning, Rahm took a purse of 3.6 mil for his first place finish at 17 under. So
the PGA Tour upped a lot of their purses because of the Live Tour, and they wanted to keep guys around, so they actually put more money into the purses. They win more money this year.
Love to see it.
Ryan, any chance we got an overreaction, underreaction this week?
Absolutely not, but we'll have one next week.
Just one? Just can you give me one?
I don't believe you
at all. Any just think of one right now? Do it.
I saw your text and
you said no.
I didn't have one.
God.
It's a sports dearth right now, and there's not a lot of things to over or under react to. Unfortunately,
over or under reaction with the addition of Russell Westbrook, the Los Angeles Clippers will make the conference finals.
Overreaction. Russ doesn't move the needle that much.
Yeah, you heard it here first. A segment we haven't done in a while: Song of the Week. Does anybody have a Song of the Week for us this week?
You just gonna throw that at us and not have us prepared,
guys. You guys gotta just like think on your toes.
Song of the Week is "Freestyle" by Lil Baby.
There it is.
Amen.
Amen.
ATL shout out.
So, and then the last thing I have before we do a little draft that Robbie will introduce for us, another headline that we don't usually cover. Obviously, it's all sports here, pretty much. The new Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania movie is out, the newest MCU project, getting the worst reviews of a Marvel movie ever.
Oh, really?
In terms of the critics score,
yeah.
like by like 20%. Like a
really
concerning amount.
I was like, I was really excited for this one. I saw the reviews rolling, and I was like, man.
I thought it was gonna
I've seen some reaction online that like it's really not that bad. Like a lot of people are actually saying it's better than the last Thor movie. And that I think no, people have been talking about there's going to be like superhero fatigue for a while now. I think we're getting to that point. I think we're finally reaching.
I'm low-key kind of there. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the Disney Plus. I think the Disney Plus thing really did it for a lot of people. Like having to watch 10 episodes on top of all the movies for all that stuff, I think is a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That I see. I haven't been watching much of the Disney Plus superhero stuff.
They haven't
come out.
They haven't had one come out in a while. They haven't had one come out since
the last one they had.
Maybe?
No, the last one they had was She-Hulk.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty bad. I think that was the reason.
I didn't even watch it.
The CGI
was fine.
The CGI
Yeah,
was
the
ass.
CGI was bad. Yeah.
Really, really bad.
The storyline was fine. They tried like too hard to be meta. Like they tried too hard to be like different. Like if that makes sense. But it was fine. It was fine.
But like I was really excited, like you, Robbie, for this movie, specifically for the fact of like it feels like we don't know what the goal is right now with the whole universe, and now like this movie was going to be the big introduction of Kang. Obviously, we met Kang before.
Bro,
like this is going to be
King to Conquer.
This was going to be the big introduction of Kang and like where we're going now. So I think people just expected a lot out of this movie because it's supposed to really push the MCU into like the next step. But like you said, I think it's probably getting a little overhated by critics. I'm shocked that it's gotten 20% less than Thor: The Dark World, because Thor: The Dark World was booty cheeks, and that movie still pulled out a 65% from critics, and this is pulling out 47. I'm like, what?
Dark World was like firmly in the Marvel mania.
It's terrible.
Though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, true, but it sucks.
It was surrounded by a lot of other good movies.
You're right.
It was right when they were like on their fucking here with all the movies, like right after the Avengers movie, and like it was really starting to ramp up.
Yeah,
but I think they'll turn around. Like I think they're building up to like that next saga, and I think they'll get there and get people back into it. But I do think the Disney Plus shows were a little much. I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Go
ahead, Ryan.
Nope, I was agreeing.
I mean, Robbie, I'm kind of like you said, the superhero fatigue thing. It's like I'll I'm always gonna pull up to a movie theater to watch an MCU movie or whatever, but it's like I just don't, and I don't know if it's because some of the characters are gone or whatever. It's just I don't feel as invested as I was. Maybe it's just because it's not as good quality as it was before. I mean, hell, man, a high like Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, it's so hard to recapture that kind of magic.
And Ryan mentioned the CGI, and I think that's a big complaint people have had with the recent MCU movies. The CGI hasn't been as good because they're working those CGI artists to death with all these shows. They're pushing them out.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And I think
they cutting corners a bit.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna realize that and start to roll it back a little bit, especially if these things keep not making money. Like they're obviously gonna figure something out.
Well, something that I have to bring up real quick because we didn't bring it up. Obviously, we didn't really talk a ton about like the Super Bowl commercials because there weren't as many notable ones this year. But one of the ones that did play during it and has caught quite a big backlash, rightfully so, because the leading actor Ezra Miller has been the label of some controversy in the past year or so. There's a new Flash movie coming out on the DC side. What are our thoughts there? Because obviously Ezra Miller has been doing some things in the past year and a half.
I'm super interested to see how that is received.
I mean, I've seen comments all over social media. It's like, oh, I'm not going to go see it, but I'm sure it'll still break, a lot at the box office.
It has Michael Keaton's Batman in it,
which is cool, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the whole point of this movie is to be a quote-unquote Flashpoint, which if you don't know, Flashpoint is a thing in the Flash comics where essentially he kind of resets the timeline. What I'm assuming is that at the end of the movie, it's going to be like a reset timeline, and then like Robert Pattinson's Batman is going to show up, and it's like, oh, so we're actually like finally together now. We figured out what we're doing. But DC, hopefully this is the movie that DC needs. I don't know.
I love that DC's got a built-in character that can reset their bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. after they themselves have reset it like 3 times, they're like, no, we're gonna try to do it story-wise now. It's crazy. But I mean, I'm still gonna go see it. I'm interested in what they do. But yeah, obviously it's caught a lot of. I'm
still gonna tear up a Coke Icy. Popcorn.
100%. So yeah, I mean that's all the headlines I have today in terms of sports and entertainment. Robbie, you want to introduce the draft to us today?
Absolutely. So we had a little bit of a debate about this one. I proposed it as a condiments draft, and Connor asked, "What is the definition of a condiment?" And I'm going to read that to you and then explain some of the stipulations that we put in to this draft to make it a little more interesting. So, a condiment from Merriam-Webster Dictionary is something used to enhance the flavor of food, especially a pungent seasoning. Now, I saw some definitions that also included like actual seasonings, like salt and pepper and those things. We're gonna leave those out. No one wants to put. I don't want to hear Ryan draft paprika at the 2-2. Like I have no interest in that. So we are gonna stick to condiment sauces. So it's any sauce that can be used to enhance the flavor of food.
So we're talking liquid. Are we trying to say strict
liquid or gelatin form? I think I will give you. Yeah. Anything. Here's how we'll define it. Anything that can be spread. Does that settle it down a little bit?
So are your cheeks?
Yes, does that enhance the flavor of your food?
Does I'm not probably wouldn't draft it, but like, does salsa count?
Yeah. Condiment.
Oh, Ryan left.
By the definition, we just put in salsa as a condiment.
Okay. All right, interesting.
Oh god.
We're gonna get hate
that draft order, baby.
These things are condiments, but we read you the dictionary definition of what a condiment is. So
I've made a list, man. I got 15. My scouting team did the work this week.
I don't have a list at all. See, that's the difference between our scouting teams and yours, Connor. Is we don't prepare and we still do that.
You're right. I have one that's a heater. Y'all are not. My dark horse is crazy. I'm pulling that out like the third round.
Connor, you're full of shit.
I got a heater. I have a heater. My first 2 picks you probably won't like, but like
this thing loves giving Connor the first pick. I can't explain why,
God,
but it absolutely.
No, I don't want the first pick.
You want me to go again until I don't show you in the. All right, here we go. We'll give Connor the snake back.
Yes.
It goes Ryan, then me, then Connor.
Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck? This is ridiculous.
Did not want the first pick.
Oh man.
The beginning of this draft is tough because you're gonna get flamed for whatever you pick.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because like there are like, in all honesty, there's probably like 5 options that you could have here at the 1-1.
Yeah,
that are all viable. But like,
God, do I have a fucking take for you?
Oh no!
What's going on here?
I'm tempted.
Oh god,
because it is spreadable.
If he says tartar sauce, I'm gonna.
Oh, what the fuck?
Like, he's gonna say fucking peanut butter.
At the number 1 for condiment, we're going hummus.
I love hummus. Hummus is so good.
You're gonna take hummus as the number 1 overall pick?
I love that.
At the pick. Number 1 overall pick, we're gonna take fucking hummus.
Oh, I love
hummus
that.
is ethnic. You could put so many things into hummus to diversify it, right? It's a blank portrait.
Yeah.
You could add
hummus.
You can make it spicy. You can make it sweet. You can put it on pita. You can put
Swiss
it on
Army
ass.
knife.
I mean, yeah. Thank you, Connor.
I just think you reached. I get it. I like hummus. I think hummus is a great player, but you reached.
I don't think I've ever had more respect for my older brother than I do right now.
Hey Ryan, what's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? Anyways,
go look it up. Go look it up if you don't know that one.
With the draft on its head.
You did. I can't let like the OG, like when you think of condiments, I can't let this slide past the second pick. It's versatile, especially in American food. It's vitally important.
Yeah,
we're gonna take ketchup.
Yeah,
you just can't.
You
can't let ketchup fall any further than the second
first rounder. It's a first rounder. It's got.
Connor, I do want you to read your excerpt for me since you did all the work, and I'll take credit for it. So go and read your excerpt that you created on the ketchup.
Do you agree with my excerpt that I read?
I do. Okay. We talked about it, and I think it was a great write-up. So I want you to read it for the credit.
My quick little summary of ketchup. I said a generational talent and a sweet style brought to the game. One of, if not the most diverse player in the league, but does lack evolution in his game. Fan favorite of the younger crowd, but as people get older, they tend to drift away from ketchup. And the NBA comparison is Julius Dr. J. Irving. So that's my little ketchup write-up right there. It's classic. I mean, it's good.
That's beautiful.
I appreciate that.
2 picks.
All right, back to back, Connor. What we got? I'm sure you can't fuck this up.
So scared.
He's got 15 picks, so if he's already fucked up, we're in trouble.
I didn't have hummus, so that is not one of the 15.
That was a good. I think the spreadable really brought hummus into play there.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
But by the dictionary definition, hummus is a condiment, and we're gonna get hate for that. But it's by the dictionary, it is.
I'm gonna get hate for that.
My dark horse, I'm not gonna pick, and if one of y'all pick it, I'm gonna scream.
Tell us.
No, what?
Don't tell us.
No, I'm not gonna tell it. No, that's what I'm saying. I was like, if one of y'all pick it, I'm gonna scream. I'm between 3 here. Between 3. I could go with Ketchup's long lost twin brother, which we all know who I'm talking about if we're talking about Ketchup's counterpart.
Wow, what foreshadowing there.
Nuts. But that counterpart has a lot of cousins, which
I know, and that's what I'm thinking.
And there are 2 that are head and shoulders. Yeah.
No, so in terms of, I agree. In terms of what I think the fan favorite is, I'm gonna take honey mustard
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Like honey mustard
inherently the best of the mustard family. I
that's
think
it's the fan favorite, 100%. That's like it's like the Giannis of the Antetokounmpo brothers.
Yes,
it's
yes.
About,
Yellow mustard is like the Theonis that never sees the court. Like
it
gets to be in the All-Star Challenge because it has mustard in its name, but it should never be on the court. That's what yellow.
That's unfortunately a great take.
Yeah,
I feel for them, but like that's just kind of how it is.
Stone ground mustard is gas too, though. Stone ground mustard is really good.
That's mustard.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed.
And then a little bit of surprise here, but I also I did a little write-up for this one real quick. A bona fide, undeniable superstar, a younger player in the league, but someone who has easily made his mark already. It's tangy, tasty, and all around a killer condiment. NBA comparison: Jason Tatum. We're taking.
Alexa, stop.
Build up the suspense.
We're taking cane sauce with a 201.
So are we just saying chicken finger sauces are off the board? I think that's
I think cane sauce, but I think like cane sauce is like undeniably the best one out of that family.
I agree with you. I'm just it's chicken fingers.
Okay, fine. Yes.
I can't sit here and take Zaxby's sauce.
Right. Or
Cane's is better than Zaxby's sauce.
Agreed. Yes, for sure.
God, I'd fucking tear up some Cane's right now. Holy shit.
So those are my honey mustard and cane sauce are my two picks.
There's definitely some mustard in cane sauce. So that's
yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see, Robert.
So, I'm gonna pick someone else I think to be a very versatile player. There's a lot of different variations of this guy. He can do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take hot sauce.
Yeah.
There you go. Great pick.
Yeah.
Hot sauce does a lot of things. If you change up the
it.
pepper, it can taste a lot of different ways. I put hot sauce on literally everything.
I like it.
I'm just gonna.
Is buffalo sauce in that, or is buffalo sauce?
I think buffalo sauce is separate.
Buffalo sauce is different.
Yeah, I think it's a different sauce.
I would say that's different.
Is that foreshadowing, Ryan, for your swing around?
Not for this round, no.
Oh, okay.
At the number 2 C pick, we're going across the pond. We're going across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
And we're going back to the motherland.
Okay.
Of where a lot of great food and sauces come from. It's a vibrant green color. It has.
You're not. Not at the second pick.
Trace back to the 1600s. For number 2, we're going with pesto.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were talking about relish. I was about to scream.
No,
that would have been abysmal.
That's why I reacted like that, because I was like, he's not picking relish in the second round. Pesto is such a good pick. I didn't have that on my list. I love pesto.
That's a good pick.
This was like one of my favorite sauces. I don't know how
superior pasta sauce. Are we putting pesto at the top? Oh my God,
pesto! Dude, pesto is legitimately one of my favorite like foods. I don't know how
it goes pesto Alfredo marinara, right?
Yo, but pesto and hummus said back to back. That's
crazy. You got, dude. He's got the super team, man. I'm not gonna lie. This is crazy.
Ryan's very diverse.
Ryan is
now.
cooking.
Ryan is around the globe.
Oh yeah, 100%. I love that pick. Ryan, I'm loving this draft from you, man. It's just good to see.
Yo, I appreciate it, my guy.
Who's the next one? Tell me who the next one is. I'm having fun.
I think on the snake is a little more challenging. I had pesto locked in.
I love that pick.
I think to kind of go with the little bit more ethnic and what is it called? Iconic tastes.
Yeah.
That hummus and pesto each individually bring with you. I think something that's very versatile that goes with a lot of things. I think I'm going with soy sauce at number 3.
I like soy sauce. Soy sauce is good, but I would argue maybe a little one-dimensional. Maybe
sure,
a little bit.
It has a lot of uses, though.
Yeah, you can put in a lot of different sauces and mix it up. Like you make like a good like peanut sauce with some soy sauce.
But
but
that's what I mean. It's very specific to like Asian cuisine. It doesn't really match a lot outside of Asian cuisine, I'd argue.
But pesto is pretty consistent with like Italian cuisine.
I'm gonna kiss you, dude. What?
I'm just calling out your argument as not great. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, what you got? Right?
My team is very non-American.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick with an American staple right here, fellas. And let me tell you, this
I think I know.
excellent with my second pick as well. You mix those two guys together, they got great chemistry.
Let me hear ranch. Let me hear ranch here at 3B.
I got ranch locked in right here.
Of course, we all knew it was ranch. We knew it was.
Hot sauce and ranch make a little spicy ranch.
It's a great
those two together. A dynamic. With my team set up, I think ranch is a great pick there.
I mean, if an American fan favorite.
I love how this draft is going because necessarily, would you pick soy sauce in the third round? I don't know, but with my team that it has going, it makes sense to pick in the third round.
I think our team setups right now are excellent, guys. I really think we're making cohesive teams on this. I'm proud of it.
I cannot wait for Connor to fuck this at the snake.
I'm so scared. I live in fear every draft now because of the back-to-back atrociousness that was the pasta draft. Oh god!
You thought I was taking relish at 2?
That's why I reacted like that.
If relish is on your list, I'm not letting you pick anymore.
What? My third pick. Something that I'm not necessarily shocked has fallen this far, but I think it would be a little disrespectful to let it fall farther. I'm gonna go with barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that was the next one I had in my mind.
As well for me, I was like, I can't let it fall any farther.
No.
Here's the dark horse. Here's the superstar. And you guys I think you guys are gonna approve of this one a little bit. I'm taking with my fourth pick, garlic aioli.
Oh, that's a great pick.
I had aioli up here for the fifth round. I thought it'd fall a little bit further.
Yes.
That was my next pick.
I got it.
Yep.
Yes.
That was my next pick.
And also like a chipotle aioli is good too. Or any type of aioli, which is pretty much.
I was gonna say aioli, right? It just umbrellas the whole thing.
We'll give Connor aiolis, but garlic aioli is a good pick for that one.
Yes.
It's a great pick, and I'm sad.
So with my next pick, we're going to stay in North America greater, but we're going to venture a little bit south of the border here.
Oh,
yeah.
We're gonna take guacamole.
That's a great. God, I love it. Y'all are just
in the fourth round. That's a value.
It's a steal.
Guacamole. It's a steal. It goes on a lot of things. It really avocado can do it all, and I think that was a good pickup there for my team.
Yeah, agreed.
To give us a little bit more international flair.
100%. I like it. Love it.
Oh,
there hasn't been a bad pick yet in my book.
No.
Well, wait, what was Ryan's first one?
I do got to think about this.
Hummus.
Oh wait, yeah, Robbie didn't like that, but I love that pick.
I like hummus.
You thought it was a reach?
I like hummus. I just thought it was. Or I thought it was.
Yeah, that's that. All right, yeah. I see it. All right, Ryan's got some pressure here. He aioli threw him off. He wasn't expecting to hear that.
I had aioli locked in for my last round, so now I'm scrambling a little bit.
I'm punching air at the moment. I'm very upset.
I really don't want to pick that as my last pick. There's one that we've let slip that like is okay to let slip. I don't know. It's kind of I think y'all might pick it, but I'm interested.
I'm lost
because that's all right.
I got 2 picks. I got 2 picks. Got to decide when it gets back to me. I don't think Ryan will take either one.
Does Ryan have 2 picks right now? Okay. A legitimate question. Do y'all know anybody who actually eats relish?
No.
Who eats relish? Why is that a thing?
Sounds like something people in Chicago would do.
But like, why? Oh God, it sucks. There's nothing good about it. Just eat pickles. Just eat a pickle.
I'm struggling here. They're trying to figure out what goes with my team. Trying to keep it theme.
Team International. Yeah.
Team International.
Team International is kind of faltering.
Ryan, you can take tartar sauce.
Both. Yeah. When you said you were going across the pond, I was really worried you were going tartar sauce. I
didn't see it.
Until you said green, I was like, "Oh no, he's not, is he?"
That's what I was like. Relish? See what it is.
I think to go with my team.
Yeah.
Of hummus, pesto, soy sauce. I think I'm gonna round it out with sriracha.
Yeah.
Good one. I like it.
I think it's ketchup familial, but with a lot more depth into spice and flavors, and it goes with a lot more foods.
It's the ketchup for grown-ups.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. It's a ketchup for grown-ups. So with my 5th pick, this is tough.
Is this your
this is
American? Are we going to American on this 5th one? Is this possibly? Could be. I don't know how much we know about world condiments. If you can get a 5-team, hell, I'll be pretty impressed. A full stack of world condiments.
Now, if I was trying to go a little bit more international, I would say salsa, but I'm not going to go salsa because I just don't think it's as diverse
Agreed.
as some of these other ones.
I'd take salsa mid. I said it.
You know,
salsa mid.
I think something that's in a lot of condiments that is a great base player, big fundamental guy.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to go with mayo at number 5.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's the one I thought we let slip away.
I mean, aioli is like pretty much just mayo with things,
but it's different. Yeah. It's different.
Right. It goes in a lot of things.
I think mayo at 5. I think I can't let it fall out of the draft.
Yeah.
So I got 2 picks in my mind. I'm a little worried about team cohesiveness with one of them. One of them is a more international player.
Okay.
I'm worried how he's going to fit in with my America team.
Are your guys racist?
I could go a little bit. I have I'm just worried about the culture thing. I don't think there's anything to do with that. Yeah. I have another player that's also from the Americas, actually a little bit further south than Mexico.
Oh.
That I'm trying to debate between. A little bit of a one-dimensional guy. I really like him. I'm trying to decide.
Talk to me, Robbie. Talk to me nice.
Yo.
We're going to go with my last pick. Another American guy, South American, though.
Okay.
We're going to go with chimichurri.
That's a great pick. It's similar to pesto.
That is a pull.
Yep. That's like South American pesto right there.
I like that.
That's a pull right there.
I'll tell you my other one after Connor picks, the one I was debating.
All right, Connor. How are we going to finish this bitch?
The problem is
read us off your team real quick.
I've got honey mustard. I've got cane sauce, garlic aioli, and barbecue sauce.
Similar theme going.
Somewhat, yeah.
A lot of dipping.
I mean, it's condiments draft. I feel like when you think of condiments, that's kind of the thing that your head goes to. So in terms of the theme, I think I'm winning actually.
Fuck you.
Hey, everything I have could go on steak.
I think
same.
Pesto. No, actually, you could pesto. Actually, probably kind of gas on steak. That'd be really good.
I like that y'all just let ranch on a steak slide like that. That was the one, and ketchup too. I'll just let that slide.
When I was younger and I had like 0 taste buds, I put ketchup on steak. Like
well done steak with ketchup. Yeah, I know how that goes.
6-year-old be like.
You're out of chicken tenders. Let me get that medium or that well done steak with some ketchup, please.
This is the only one left on my list that has a other than tartar sauce, but I was never actually gonna pick tartar sauce.
That's a throw pick.
I'm gonna pick, because we said it was different in nature to what we said before. I'm gonna take buffalo sauce.
Yeah,
as my last pick.
I debated doing that, but I didn't think I could have hot sauce and buffalo sauce in my team.
Yeah,
that's a lot of spice coming in.
Was that your last one you debated on?
It was not. The other one I was debating was tzatziki.
That's a pull. That's actually going.
I really like some tzatziki. Very unique.
Ryan should have got that one at 5. That would have been nuts.
Yeah, I know.
I don't personally like tzatziki.
It's not.
It's yogurt based. It's got yogurt in it, and I can't do it.
Yeah, you're right. Same. I mean, but like
a little bit of feta in the tzatziki too.
It's a pull, man.
I fuck with feta heavy.
Yeah.
I think that was by far our best draft in terms of across the board. Yeah.
It's because we love food.
I didn't want to clown y'all for some of your picks.
Which ones? Which ones did you not like?
Cane sauce is a bit high.
I got it on the turnaround.
One-dimensional.
Yeah. But think of it like this. Like
I want it right now.
But think of it like this. Like Cane's food, if you didn't have the sauce.
Okay, we're talking about drafting high, and this comes from the guy that picked hummus at 1-1.
I'm sorry. We'll let the fans decide whose team is best. Yeah.
Opium. Coca-Cola and
but think of Cane's sauce like this, right? Like Cane's food would low-key be like unedible or inedible without Cane sauce. Their chicken is the blandest chicken ever.
It would be further down on the chicken tender tier list.
Oh, way for it's crazy. Yeah. 100%.
I agree with that.
Should I go pick up some Guthrie's?
That sounds so good. I love Guthrie's.
I fucking died, dude.
Just go pick up a bucket of chicken tenders.
Oh. Bro, you know KC's like
meal prep for the week done.
You know KFC's fried chicken bucket costs like $30. It's insane.
Yeah.
Why?
Chicken is meat is expensive.
Well, like who?
Yeah.
Who did that?
Whomstava.
All right, who wants to sign us off after that wonderful draft?
I'll sign us off. For myself, Ryan O'Connor, thanks for listening to us debate world condiments. I hope you appreciate our drafts. Maybe we'll get a post put out of that. Maybe we'll do a little TikTok of our drafts so we can get flamed again.
We got
the last draft we got shit on.
It was so bad.
You just hear me at 1A give me hummus and the fucking world explodes.
Ryan, did you see the comments on that TikTok?
Oh, we got flamed.
We got obliterated for not picking Snickers. It was so bad.
Can you send it to me? Because I don't have TikTok.
You don't have TikTok? What are you, a millennial?
I deleted it for a while. I think I have it, but I haven't been on it in a while. Anyways, for myself, Ryan, and Connor, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with another fantastic episode of the Bros and the Berg podcast. Please follow us on social media. Please subscribe to our podcast on all platforms and gamble responsibly.
See you.